Oh, yeah. What's up, Wobsters? You've been doing a fucking good job introducing this podcast to everybody else.
Great. You want to start over?
Yeah, but I did want to give a shout out to all the Wompsters out there who are reaching one, teaching one. Put out an APB.
We have a new project for you, right?
Yeah, project is take it to the limit. Take it to the next level.
Grab a phone out of someone's hand that you love and you believe would benefit by knowing about our podcast. Open up their podcast app, whichever they use. Find our podcast. Subscribe to it.
That's right.
Review it via their own account without them knowing.
We got to streamline this. I just turned our guest down. Yeah? Turned you down?
That was
Randall?
Not me.
Randall? Okay, sorry. I wanted to make sure I wasn't turning myself up.
You're on 4. You're on
all right.
track
this sucks.
4.
The beginning of this podcast sucks.
But
Can we start it over again?
That's your fault.
No, hey, why are you being such a little bitch this morning?
Excuse me, do not call me that word unless you're saying it in a drag way.
Hey, I want to just let everyone know the marine layer has come in from the ocean. This is called May Gray in Marina Del Rey, and it has everyone very cranky. Everyone's got to be up their sniz, especially Listler.
I've not got anything up my anything.
Yes, you do. Get
you
real.
know what? What I'm upset about?
What?
I'm going to tell you in KKSO too.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
You know what this is, though?
This is Womp It Up.
First episode of our 3rd season.
Woo! We've been renewed. Renewed ourselves.
Episode 47. And if you're a first-time listener, you don't need to listen to anything else. We got you, baby. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Exactly. People have a lot of questions. They say to me, hey, do I need to start from the beginning?
Negative.
You can jump right in. Hey.
We don't have the tools to edit this podcast.
That's right.
So
we wish we did.
Because we would start it right here.
That's right. Ooh,
if
yeah.
we did.
That's right.
But we don't.
We can't, so you listen to that.
Here we go.
5 minutes of crap.
6, ready, rap.
Womp up the jams, womp it up. If you're new to the podcast, don't worry about a thing. You just dive right in. Cause this hot tub's got it bubbly, and I be taking my titties out and just slapping them to and fro.
Hey.
Yeah. I want to get in the tub.
All right.
That's tough.
That's good stuff right there.
Hey, did you know a woman got a flesh-eating bacteria from a hot tub?
That makes sense
From
to
an
me.
Airbnb, and she just thought it was a rash, and then she died from it. I saw that on a Google alert.
She died from it?
She straight up died from it.
That's
never
probably a
get
fear
in a hot
of
tub.
urgent care, though. You know, because if you get that looked at and treated early,
yes, you're going to be okay. But the point
call the
is,
HEAL app, you know, or at least go down to the wharf and get my friend Johnny Mix on the case.
Who's Johnny Mix?
Dr. Johnny Mix.
No. Wait, was he on WKRP in Cincinnati?
A copay of $8.50
or
in cash.
a can of sardines.
Or a can of sardines, an old-style rollback tin of sardines, and he will diagnose and prescribe.
Now, Dr. Johnny Mix, he was a medic in Vietnam, is that correct?
Yes.
And
a MASH-style situation.
That's right, and he had some flashbacks.
He also flies helicopters. He does have flashbacks, and if you can sync it up with a dance party, it's
actually a lot of fun.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes, it is.
Do some songs bring it back for him? Like
certain
if you put
songs.
like the Heard It Through the Grapevine, like the Big Chill soundtrack, does that bring it back for him?
Sure does. It sure does.
So you got to be careful when playing that. Yeah. Dr. Johnny Mix. Guys, this is Marissa Wompler squawking at you. Again, if you're first-time listener, do not be afraid. We're going to make your first experience real smooth. All right? I'm going to tell you what you need to know. My name is Marissa Wompler. I'm not exactly sure how old I am. Somewhere between 17 years old and 43.
You could say eternally 15.
Eternally 15. I've been in high school for a long time. This is my senior year.
Yes.
And this is my senior podcast project for an alternative learning program I'm a part of called the STARS Academy, a.k.a. Spaz Academy.
And that's where I come in.
And who you're hearing squawking at me with those manly tones is Charlotte Shardog LeFleur, who is my teacher at the Stars Academy.
That's right.
She's also my soul guide and my ride or die. And
Hashtag turn around.
this podcast is supposed to be an exploration of the characters at Marina Del Rey High School
It's
and
supposed
the environs.
to be, and it actually is.
And it is.
It's also
And it is.
sort of a love letter to Danity Kane sometimes.
Sure, always.
Or
Most of the things are
Dimitri,
that we do. Yeah.
a.k.a. Delamitri and / Winger.
That's right. And today we have a very special guest.
Ooh, we're opening it up community-wide. We love this.
Listen, we have how many episodes have we done?
This will be number 47.
Number 47. So I'm not going to lie to you. We're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel
Hey,
here.
set him up
but
for success.
This guy that we
This
have
is
on.
the first episode of season 3.
I know,
That's
and
how
you
you
thought-
want to lead into it. That
Again,
for the rest of the season.
If this was Shonda Rhimes, we would have had a murder happen in this episode. Something big to tease.
We just had a murder
to tease
happen, right?
exactly. So that's the problem.
There's murders all the time.
Right,
in
there
Marina
was a
Del Rey.
murder at the prom,
This
so
may air before that, so
we kind of blew our load, so to speak. We blew our podcast load, and the residuals here are our guest, and his name is Randall Foote.
Much more comfortable with this intro.
Low expectations.
Much more my speed.
Right?
Yes.
This is low expectations. Randall Foote, Mr. Foote, is a certified public accountant.
yes, CPA.
Here, a CPA. And you might be thinking to yourself, why the fuck am I want to listen to a certified public accountant be interviewed?
I get that a lot.
You get it a lot. People don't want to go out to dinner with you. They don't want to even be online behind you at the post office because they think, God, I don't want this guy's like boring nature to slough off on me.
Well, I pay for everything with pocket change.
And there
It takes
you-
a long time.
It takes a long time because as you know, a penny earned is a penny saved, and but Randall Foote is actually quite a nice guy. I know he's been doing
books?
Seth's taxes for
Oh, has he?
years. Yeah, my stepfather Seth. You've been doing his books, and you do the books here at the school,
Yeah.
and that's pro bono because we're a public
Yes,
high school.
yes. Well, that's why I'm doing it. I have a kid at the school.
You do?
Yeah.
Who's
Who's your kid?
boy or girl? Who is it?
It's a boy. It's a boy.
What's it? Who is it?
Doesn't have your last
Randall, he does. Foote.
Oh, Randall
I mean,
Foote
he may
Jr.?
not go by that, but that is technically his
Randall
last name. Randall
Foote.
Foote the third.
Randall Foote
you're
the third. Wait a second.
Randall, you have no Randall. I'm not.
Wait a
he
second.
may-
Randy? Are you talking about Randy Jackson?
There you go.
what? He changed his
That's
name
my
to the
son.
judge from American Idol?
Wait a second. There is no possible way that Randy Jackson is related to you.
Well,
He's the one who wears the red leather jacket with the collar popped?
Yeah, Randy. This is
Like
this
Michael
is-
Jackson?
Yeah, with the dragon in the back. He's
Oh, wait, Randy Jackson, head of the Dragon Crew?
Yes!
It was a gift. That was a birthday gift.
How the fuck
From-
are you guys related?
See, here's what you do. And I think
we should
largely
have had
the public,
Randy on.
no.
But God, he'd never come on this
Listen to me.
podcast.
If Randy came out of Randall, you know what I'm spraying?
There must be something interesting about this guy.
Underneath, like peel the onion back. This is going to be an amazing episode because when we peel those layers back, he gave his son that Dragon
red leather
Crew
dragon
jacket.
It sparked an entire. That's the one and only gang here, and they're a dance fight gang, which is amazing.
Yes.
They're doing a lot
Much
of.
like the Jabberwockies.
That's right. They're doing a lot of dancing with combs that pop out.
Yes,
it's not
beat
a
it style.
beat it style dances, and these dances are something.
They just pop up whenever it's a conflict resolution situation. Whenever
Yeah.
there's a conflict, they jump in and stop it, and pretty soon it's like a hot lunch jam happening.
It sure is. God, this is blowing my mind. All right, now I'm interested.
Yeah.
Now I'm interested. Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking to Randall Foote about what it's like to be a CPA, the father of one of the most interesting kids at school, Randy Jackson, and hopefully get some tips on how to save some money.
Yeah.
Sure,
Uh,
some Susie Orman style.
And now you're going to
tips?
get a lot of shade thrown at you, probably from LeFleur, because she is not a fan of the government. She does not have a
He's
social
not
security
affiliated
number.
with the government.
No, I'm trying to counteract the budget cuts put into place by the local community.
Okay, so you're really
And
you're
the
fighting
government
for the
budget
people.
cuts.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm a man.
He's
of the
on our
people. That's
side.
why I make no money when I do the books for this school. This is all.
This
Pro
is all
bono.
pro bono.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking that this is like in the biblical times, a tax collector. Nobody wanted to eat dinner with them either.
Well, I collect tax, but it's not for myself. I then forward it to
the government.
He's not a
authorities.
tax collector.
Yeah.
In the,
I
like
try
he's
to-
that.
I'm-
That would be the
I'm trying to
IRS.
save money for
I
the
see.
school.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Through
He doesn't
various,
cook the books. The other thing that I like about what he does is it's all above board. Like if you go back,
Yeah.
he's saving you lots of money. But if you go back, there isn't one thing that they could say, "Uh-oh, you didn't follow
That's
the rules."
right.
In your
we
entire time being a public CPA, have you ever had anybody audited?
Well, I don't call for the audits, but some of my clients have been audited, which is why I have them sign an agreement that says up front that should they be audited, I may not be able to, they're on their own.
Right.
At
Oh,
that point.
shit.
Like I said, most of my work is pro bono. So if I make some kind
Why
of-
are you independently wealthy?
No, it's just that I have trouble finding clients willing to pay. And
Seems strange for a
H&R
CPA.
Block has really cornered the market.
That's true.
On a quick.
Who did?
H&R Block
yeah, they're my main competitor.
and TurboTax.
So nobody's going to the mom and pop, the guy that's
Yeah.
hanging the shingle out.
Right.
And
yeah.
and even
I-
that
I
one
need to
bus
get a
ad,
shingle.
even one of that bus ad's not getting you anything. Maybe
Well, I need to put more money into marketing. I've got the one bus ad.
and you know what? There are so many dongs drawn into your mouth on that. That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that would get you more business.
Yeah. Well, I was told to smile when I took the picture because
That
I
was
don't
a
do
mistake.
that a lot. And
You're
Well-
you're not a smiler.
Well, do you
I
know
don't
why
mind
he
that. I
shouldn't
like
have
that
done
about
that?
you.
You know why he shouldn't have done that? Because your smile, and give it to me now, it's your mouth is open. That's
no.
right. First of all, yeah.
That's not how normal people
You
smile.
can't see it, but when he smiles, he actually leans back, opens his mouth,
Tilts
like
his
it's
head
been
at a
pried
3/4 angle.
like it's been pried open. And then he creates
Like with a tong or a dental implement.
right, and then it creates like
Lord.
a triple chin, which we
Yes.
call turtling.
Yeah.
Turtling. So you got to be careful about that. So yeah, that was a mistake because what people did is they drew like 4,000 dogs, and it's almost like it's become a mosaic now.
Yeah.
it's a community project.
it's a community-
I was considering paying to have it buffed out, but
Yeah.
it's
It
sort of an
definitely
art
grabs.
piece
It
at this
definitely
point.
grabs your attention. That's for sure.
More people are talking about it now with the dongs than they were beforehand.
It's
Right.
true. It's true. If I have more bus signs, I may just use the same picture because you guys are talking about it now.
Now,
That's right. It's
so
a
are you
conversation
how
starter?
do you pay for rent though if you're doing a largely pro bono work? Is your partner / wife husband?
You're a single dad, yeah?
I am.
So who's paying for that?
Well, single in that.
Condo roof.
I mean, technically, I'm still married.
Okay. Where is
but-
Mrs. Foot?
She's around. She's somewhere in
She's around.
Greater Marina Del Rey.
I see.
It's not a very big place.
Well, yeah, I see her from time to time. We haven't spoken in a while, but things. Our relationship is better now than it ever was when we actually lived together. I'll say that.
I see.
Now,
Are you sexing it up?
With my wife?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No. Not that.
what
It's
does
been
she
a while.
do? What
It's been a
does she
while.
do for a living?
She sells pants.
She sells pants. Pant merchant.
High designer pants. At least that's
High-end.
what she was doing when we separated.
Okay.
Not
And
legally separated.
is she more of a wild one? Is that where Randy gets it?
You could say that. I was a little more wild in my youth, but
wanna hear about that.
The pants thing didn't really take off for her as much as
Just only pants. She's only selling pants.
design. Well,
Designer pants.
In her defense, the pants were exquisite. But
You're still. It sounds to me like you still
in love
hung
with-
up on
You're
her.
still in love with her.
no. I mean, we are married technically,
and
we
why
have-
aren't you technically divorced at this point?
I guess, yeah. I guess part of me thinks that.
Is it for the tax breaks or?
Yeah,
that's a tax joke, I guess,
yeah.
I just made. Because I've not seen you light up like that since this whole podcast. But boy, that really got you going.
I hear tax break and I get excited.
Yeah, you open that.
That's
did
how
that
we
open
met.
mouth
We met
smile
at a tax seminar when she was just starting in the pants.
in the pants business.
And I was there just to, it wasn't like I was there to learn. I was there just for the networking, just because I like to be around people. I consider myself a people person.
Yeah, I could see that.
She's, God, it's very
Just went off somewhere. Did you see that?
What's very
Just went off.
disturbing is
Can I? Hold
I'm just thinking about people.
Yeah,
And how much
how
I
much-
enjoy people and friendship. So I
really makes direct eye contact. Isn't that kind of disturbing?
Well, I'm a people person.
Yeah.
And that's part of it.
Yeah,
Direct,
that's part of it.
Prolonged
Sure.
eye contact. And so, which I picked, this is a technique, you see.
That's what I was
Oh,
thinking.
for
It's
connect-
like he's read a book.
Yeah,
on-
well, no, it was another seminar.
It was
I'm
another
big on seminars.
Big on
Yes.
seminar. Hey,
Yes.
I love a good self-help book. I can't stop reading self-help, so I understand that you can get a little nugget, here and but God, that eye contact is making
Intense.
me very uncomfortable.
It's putting you outside of
It
your
sure
comfort
is.
zone.
It sure is.
You want to do a couple minutes of hot topics?
Yeah, I would
Just
love
like
to do
that. Get in there and say what we're.
up to?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Just.
A wind chime. This is one of the songs that Randy Jackson dances to.
Yeah.
Fight dances to.
It's interesting because it's not a traditional, dance crew song.
No, but this is when they come out from the corners because
Yeah,
sometimes they'll make a
yes.
really dramatic entrance.
Yes.
And how they cart that dry ice machine from location to location is always,
I think they somehow, you don't even know who the other kids are. Randy's the only one you know. Everybody else has masks on.
secret. Yeah.
But they tap into the AV system, and you can hear. It's really intense.
Yeah, and then and they got some of those tinier Asian members of the Dragon Crew can really do a lot
How do
of
you know
tumbling.
they're Asian? You can't see their faces. They have
I
masks
just
on.
assume it because of all the
because of the spins.
the
noodles that
masks
they eat.
were my idea.
The what?
The noodles that they eat.
I'm pretty sure that's. I want to say that's racist.
I'm just saying
I agree.
when the Dragon Crew eats together
Yeah.
at the cafeteria.
Through masks, I'm going to say
It's like a
that's
noodle
why
palooza
they're-
over
but
there.
That's the only reason they're doing it is because the only thing that will fit through those tiny mouth slits is
Good
noodles.
point.
Well, the masks
Good
was
point.
my idea.
Yeah, I
actually,
heard
so you
that.
can
Would you-
it's so that they can expense it. Because if they're just wearing sweatsuits, then it's not deductible.
You're right. You can't say that you need a sweatsuit. A
right.
sweatsuit you can
Like-
wear anywhere.
Exactly.
A mask,
Yes.
not so much.
That's-
mask
that's
is-
right.
is
yeah,
not
so it's
so
kind of a
much
loophole, and I guess
industry
this is
specific.
a little tip there for your listeners is that if you're in a dance club, masks, helmets, anything which would make people look at you funny in the grocery store.
That can be deducted.
And then the thing is, you also
that-
get to deduct the sweatsuit that
that makes it a costume.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Correct. And
right.
part
they're
of an industry
now
expense.
in terms of you're doing the books for the Dragon Crew. These are kids.
Yes.
They're under 21.
Right.
But they're a
but they
corporate.
are-
They're
incorporated them.
incorporated.
Oh, wow.
That's why they're called Dragon Crew Incorporated, INC. That's what that. Well, I thought that was just
gonna
part of the
say
name.
That was mine.
They're all
That was mine.
dependents.
Yes.
Got it. Because also they're making
Got
a
all
lot of
sorts of
tips because they put out a
tricks
hat,
up your
one of their
sleeve.
hats, and people are putting loose change. I didn't know you make them
But it's a top
declare that.
It's a top hat.
Yeah, you make them to
That's
declare those cash tips.
Oh yes, everything is above board. I mean,
tough.
there are I say loophole, but it's completely legal.
right, of
right.
course, of course.
You just have to be in the know. You have to know the secrets,
Right.
the ins and outs.
Right. Well, that's why
I feel like that's going to be applied to you as well. You just have to know the ins and outs.
Yeah.
What is the secret life underneath? Because when you cock back that 3/4 head and I see that smile open up, I got to tell you, there's something else going on there. And I'm excited to hear it. Do we want to do some hot topics real quick?
Sure.
Before we go to break?
Sure. Hot topics. Liz, what you got cooking over there?
Well, the Cat Army is on a special project.
What is it? Special ops?
We've entered Odyssey of the Mind.
Oh my gosh.
As a team.
This is an advanced learning.
So I'm a former sniper, former leader of men, but I'm also, trained how to kill a man in many, many ways.
Yeah, she fought in the first Gulf War.
Natural leader in the animal kingdom as well. And somehow I've found myself with a bunch of feral cats that I call my cat army. Mm-hmm. And I tried to rid myself of them, but they just keep coming back Aguilera style.
Right.
So I got them. We did, we've done a calendar. We've done all this other stuff.
Sure.
But we've decided to enter Odyssey of the Mind,
Wow.
which is a competition, usually, for high school students.
How'd they let you
They
join?
made an exception. I don't know if they know that they're cats.
I see. Well, that's because you give them all human names.
That's right.
You got Walter Cronkite.
That's right. All famous broadcasters.
Katie Couric.
Uh-huh. Yep. And so...
Hoda Khatib.
That's right. Cotby. And so... Hoda and Harvey Keitel, et cetera. People don't know about that Harvey Keitel. He's actually a famous broadcaster from New Mexico.
Yeah.
Also
that's
named
not
Harvey
the same
Keitel.
as the actor from...
No,
Yeah.
he was never a
I
broadcast
thought it was
journalist.
the same person.
Yeah, no, different.
Wondered.
So anyway, we've entered, and we'll see what
Great.
happens come competition day. There's a big competition, an international summit that's going to be happening. Now, how I'm going to get 72 cats to
Beijing.
Beijing via Tucson is going to be
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be
I'm
tough.
also wondering how these cats are, because you have to build. Sometimes they're like, build an airplane out of these recycled materials.
Yeah. It's the creative ones. We have 7 minutes to set up, 7 minutes to perform, and 7 minutes to break down.
Okay.
Now, I think what's going to be hard is the spontaneous section where we have to do puns and wordplay
because they don't speak English.
So
that's
gonna be
right. That is going to be tough.
on me, unless meow is one of the.
Yeah, is one of the
gonna
words.
get you
It's one of the
points.
suggestions.
Anyway,
That's
I digress.
exciting.
I'm excited.
You know what
it's
I
giving
like
me
is
something
that-
to focus on.
That's right, because you have a hobby. Because so often, you're focused so squarely on me.
Yeah.
And my emotional and physical development.
yeah,
and
yeah.
you see that I'm in a good place right
I feel
now.
like you are. I feel like you're.
I am. I'm cruising to the end of the year. I mean,
Yeah.
fingers crossed.
I don't think you're going to graduate.
The end of the fiscal year?
Of the
or-
school year. School year is coming up, June. And you know what? Listen, every year I think I may graduate. Fingers crossed it doesn't happen for me. But we're going to know in a couple weeks? And you don't
Yeah.
think it's looking good for me, Liz?
I don't think it's looking good, but
You could be surprised.
I could be surprised for
Okay.
sure.
Well,
Because
I didn't think that Randy was going to do all too well in school.
And then he got into Stanford.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have known?
You're going
Early,
to be an
got in
empty
early.
nester soon, huh?
What's that?
Going to
You're
be an
gonna be-
empty nester. He's not going to be
Yeah, well, I
home.
mean, he doesn't... I'm already technically an empty nester.
He doesn't live at home?
No, he lives with his mom.
Oh.
And I'm not exactly sure where that is.
Right.
It's somewhere.
Where is that dragon's lair? Nobody tells you? I mean, you do the book still for her, right?
I do, yes.
So you would know what her
she
address
leaves
is.
her box of receipts on my
Still
porch.
doing his ex-wife's
That's
books.
tough.
I know people. That's and it makes sense that that's your reaction.
Yeah.
But it's complicated.
Yeah.
If she doesn't do her taxes, because we're still technically married, it's on me.
It's on you.
So really, I'm not doing it for her. I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for little Randy, and,
Right, but-
and I'm doing it because it's my civic duty.
But some of those receipts, I would assume, are revealing stuff about her private life that maybe are.
I try not to look.
Okay.
And it makes it harder, certainly.
Well, if you have a
How do you
line
not
item,
look at a receipt?
fair point. It makes it harder to do the taxes.
so like if you have a line item that's like personal lube, and she's racking
I don't
up
think that's
$535. Well, I mean,
car expense.
car expense.
Yeah. If I
Got
see
it.
something that seems, overtly sexual. Okay, I'm just going to
Charged
assume
to Fredericks of Hollywood, for instance.
Exactly right. We're talking seat. So she wanted a lacy seat warmer. That is a car expense. I know. I mean, I may not have seen her in a while, but we still have a connection. I think
through
I can
her
tell.
receipts.
I can tell. She said she reveals
things
her emotional
to you
state
through
based
her
on
receipts.
her purchases. Yeah.
I don't think lacy seat warmer is what you think it is.
Really?
I think the seat might be her butt.
Well, yeah, for the seat when she's driving around town, and it gets very cold here in the evenings.
All right. We're going to go to a break, guys.
It's cool. It's cool.
God, this is tough.
You're going to be all
His
right.
only connection to his ex-wife is through her box of receipts.
Yes, rules. Well, you got to listen to Unladylike, one of my favorite podcasts that does just that. It's hosted by hilarious Kristen Conger and Caroline Irvin, and this week they are kicking off season 2 with a special episode featuring the hilarious comedian Nicole Byer that is all about how to swipe right when the dating world feels oh so wrong. Later this season, they're going to tackle everything from why getting dressed for work is so hard. Put on a pair of Umbros, ladies. And what to do when you love your kids, but you don't love being a mom. Listen to Unladylike now in Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen.
Welcome back, Wobsters. This is Marissa Wompler, squawking at you. We've got Randall Foote, certified public accountant here, telling his sad tales to us today, and we're just getting into it. You would think that
I don't think it's sad.
No, I don't mean that. I just mean, you
describe that.
I'm editorializing.
I've never been happier.
You seem it. Oh, there's that smile again. God. There it comes out.
It's all right.
Hey, let me tell you, that smile puts food in my dog's bowls.
Yeah, that's true. Although I don't understand how, because most of your work, as you said, is pro bono.
Well, theoretically, that smile puts food in my dog's bowls
Yeah.
at some point. I mean, the marketing campaign, it needs time to generate.
Right, to percolate, to percolate. In the meantime, how are you paying your rent?
Well, I have an understanding with my landlord, who owns the bus that I've been staying in, and
I'm sorry?
I have an understanding with my landlord, and
Who
he knows,
owns the bus?
He loves the sign. The bus
You're
that
living in
I'm
a bus?
staying in. I'm staying in a bus. Yeah. I mean, you can call it a bus. It's not functional as a bus, so it's more of a home.
So
Is this like
a Stranger
like
Things situation, like a junkyard?
Or like the
Stranger
Muppets?
Things.
Remember when the Muppets
I
had that
haven't
bus
seen
they
that
ran through?
episode.
Okay, got to get Netflix. There's
Netflix, that's the least of
I
his
tried
worries.
to have the. I'm willing to spend a little extra for the cable, but the cable guy refused. He said he
To
couldn't
hook your
install.
bus
yeah,
up.
Yeah,
To
because
hook
it
your
wasn't
bus up.
technically.
Got it.
I'm
a
starting
house or a bus.
I'm starting now, and how do you write it off? It's your office.
How do I write off the cable?
Well, no, the bus, right? That's your office, a home office.
Oh, it's a lease.
It's a lease.
Yes.
Okay. So, but if you're
you're renting,
doing work
right?
out of your bus,
From the
can you
guy
write
who-
it off?
Well, it's another loophole. It's technically it's a lease, the way you would lease a car, but it's not actually a car, and it happens to be a rental lease. And what winds up happening is, and I did this for I've never been audited, but I did the same thing for another one of my pro bono clients, and the IRS was asking about it, and it's so confusing.
Yeah.
To use lease in two different ways that they just give up.
They give up.
And he basically said, you know what, fine. And
Right.
and that's a lot of, people don't realize this, but that is really the best way to deal with the IRS.
It's to confuse
Because
them.
they're overworked, they're understaffed.
Right.
You use one word in two different ways, and you're going to get off,
Oh, that's
without
good to
having
know.
Yeah.
That's really good to know, to confuse them. So you're living in a bus, making sense now why Randy
Dollars and
lives
cents.
with his mom.
Lives with his mom.
How do you? Is it like? I mean, okay. Remember that movie about the guy who hitchhikes across the country and then dies in the bus in Alaska?
Oh yeah. Who played that part? Got real thin.
Oh, I don't remember his name.
Tom Hanks.
It wasn't Tom.
That's Castaway.
It wasn't Tom Hanks.
Yeah, but a younger Tom Hanks.
But it was a great film.
Into the Wild.
That's it. That's the
Yeah.
one. It was a great film, but he had sort of jerry-rigged the bus so that the inside, the seats had been taken out, and they were back. You know, he made a bed in the back.
Yes.
Do you have that in your bus, or are you just trying to sort of sleep on a half seat?
No, you know, what I do is I take some debris from around the bus and I sort of prop it up and I lean. It's hard to describe the way the seats are because they're not in the best shape.
Right.
You know, long story short, using various debris that I find around the bus, I sort of prop my legs up. I'm not a tall person. It's
No.
You're making a face. I'm telling you,
No,
I've never
I'm
been
not.
happier.
I know, and I
You
feel
keep
that
saying
from you.
that and throwing that smile on. But sweet Jesus, Randall.
Well,
This is-
you didn't know me back then. This is the happiest I've been.
Back when?
Back when you had
when
a
we
house
had
and a
the
family.
difficulties. Yes.
What
well, I still
difficult-
have a family. I mean, I'm still technically married.
Sure. But like,
You don't know where she lives. You
I know
live in
she
a
lives
bus.
She lives in town, somewhere in town, very close. I know that she picks up Randy to bring him
Yeah.
to his rehearsals.
Yep.
She's at the recitals. I know
What
that.
is her name? Is she still going by Foot?
Yes, Margaret Foot. She pronounces the E at the end.
Maggie Footy?
I believe it's Foot.
right.
Margaret Foot.
Right.
That's how her name. You know, I fell in love with her before I even met her. Did you know that?
No, what?
Why
would we know that?
Her. There are some things that can be assumed. I thought maybe this was one of them.
This was prior to the seminar.
Well, I had heard of her at the seminar. That's right. Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, I had heard.
before you knew her, so you saw her across a crowded seminar, and you
And you had
was
already
it?
said this is the woman. for me.
No, I hadn't even seen her. I'd only heard about her.
You'd heard about her, and you fell in love with the thought of her.
Essentially, yes. I heard there were some young women at the seminar, and I heard them say, "Is Margaret coming?" And immediately I was like,
That will be
I
my
will
wife.
marry whoever that is.
Oh my God!
Wow, you really for somebody who seems like such a methodical person.
Yeah.
you
I know,
took
I'm
a
very
risk, and
impulsive.
you guys got married. How
You're
long
very
after you met?
impulsive.
Not long after.
Not long. What
after,
is not
because
long?
I had to get. I only had the hotel for 2 days and 3 nights.
So you got married within 3 days of meeting this woman.
Usually, it's the other way around, where it's 3 days, 2 nights.
Well,
You had
it was me just being fiscally
3
responsible.
nights.
It was a deal that
doesn't-
I noticed. It was a misprint.
Yeah, but
the
you
ad,
held
and
him to
I
it.
jumped right on it.
You
I
checked
right
out
on
and
it.
then checked back in just for the evening. And
Got
that
it.
was the night that
Got
you got
it.
married. Is that right?
Is that also the night she got pregnant?
I believe it is.
Okay.
I mean, at least she said it was.
Right.
Was she okay? I'm going to just throw this out there. When you met her, was she, let's say, a little heavier? Like, is there a
No, she became heavier as we
quickly?
got more.
Quickly?
Yeah.
So, like, every month you were with her in the very beginning of your marriage, was she getting bigger and her stomach getting bigger and bigger?
You know, I don't want to say that I noticed that kind of thing, but yes.
How long after you got married did she give birth?
In weeks.
How many months? She go the full 10 months, or was it like
no,
6?
very premature. Very premature.
How
Although
premature was
there was no
Randy?
incubator or anything. But
So
he
was a
in way,
full-size
if I-
He was a
baby.
full-size baby, but born at how many months? 5 months?
roughly 5.
Wow,
Give or
okay.
take. Give or take. You know, rounding down.
Rounding down. So
It was really the baby was a rounding error. Is that what the doctors said when I said this?
Because they
it's like
said
it
it
doesn't
because
even
you thought to
make
yourself how
scientific sense.
it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense.
And it's like I'm not a very spiritual person, but the term miracle baby came. I don't want to say, but
Right.
the nurses in the hospital.
Because
I heard
how at 5 months could he be delivered? He was
Well,
10 pounds?
I'm not a doctor, but
What color is Randy?
He's African American.
And your wife is?
not. But
So what did they
she's-
say?
and
How did
you
that-
fifth.
You are not as well.
Did they say that way back?
Are you African American?
I am not.
Okay.
So did they say, way back when, and that there
my
had been some?
ancestral. Have I sent my saliva off to a lab to find out why my son, who was born prematurely, and as an African American, I have not. So I can't say with absolute certainty
Right.
that I
'Cause
am not
he is your
partially
son,
African American.
and you are his dad. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what we should do right now?
Yeah.
What's cheesing you?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Do you know about this segment?
I know a little bit about it because I do work for the school, so I'm a little familiar with the AV program you guys have going on there.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
In fact, it was my suggestion for the AV club at the school to save money by getting rid of some of the equipment that you guys don't need.
Oh, okay. Well, and I also wanted to appreciate you. I wanted to say thank you to you for letting us write off our pup tent that we have set up here. Because what I didn't say in the beginning of the podcast is, we're broadcasting here in the Marina Del Rey Public High School Library under a pup tent that we set up. And those were tarps that we bought specifically for that purpose. And you let us write it off.
Yeah, love it. I love the idea of using a dual-purpose thing. It's not just a library.
Right.
It's a place to sleep.
Well, we don't sleep here, but
so what's the pup tent?
The pup tent's just for us to
a
just
sound.
to have a sound.
And while we're at it, because I've seen it, I'm seeing pup tent on a line-by-line spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Right.
But what is a pup tent? I mean, I know fiscally.
It's this.
You're in it.
You look
You're
up.
sitting in it. That's
So
it.
it's sort of a
this is the
makeshift.
tent.
This is the tent.
/ tarp.
Right.
It's just over
It's
your
just
head.
a
It's
pup tent is just
protecting
something you can pop up
from
at
the
any
fluorescence.
Yeah, because I was wondering. I just, to me, I just know it as a $45 expense.
Right. Exactly.
So anyway, what's cheesing you?
Sure.
We're gonna just do that now. So we're sharing the thing that's getting into our craw right now. What's the thing that's
what's bothering
upsetting
us?
you?
Yeah. I know you're
noodling
feeling
you.
so
It's gonna
happy
be a rough
right
one
now.
because this is the best time of my life.
As you said.
So-
as you said.
What's cheesing you? What's cheesing you?
Oh, God.
What?
Did that-
What's cheesing you?
What's
What's
crazy?
cheesing you? What's cheesing you?
Randall was not upset by that at all.
What?
The first guest that was not.
Just Dragon Crew.
What? Okay. He
The
was
old
not,
me would have been shocked, stunned.
No, but not the new you. Just took that right in stride. All right. So what's cheesing you? All right. So Randall, do you want to go first?
Sure.
All right. So let us know. What's
I'll tell you what's cheesing me
Okay.
is that as you know, I do a lot of pro bono work for
Sure.
the school. I not only do the books for the school,
Mm-hmm.
I substitute teach as well,
I didn't
various
know that.
courses.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yes, sure. I do math. I do history. I do alternate history. I not that I'm certified.
right? And you're not getting
Now,
paid.
wait, you're substituting into classes called U.S. History and then teaching a course you call alternate history.
What is that?
right?
What is that? Because I don't get let out of the stars.
It's basically
very much.
it's not history. It's math. It's sciences. But we call it alt history because it's anything but.
Okay,
I see.
got it. So you come
Got
in
it.
there and you just
when
do
you
whatever
come
you want.
when the kids come into my class, I don't talk about history. I don't even want to know what class they just came from. I don't want to know anything about the past. I'll talk future. I'll talk math. I'll talk literature.
It's not your class, though. Like, the definition of substitute teacher is someone that is just implementing a lesson plan that another teacher left because they got the shits that day or something.
I question. They leave a lesson plan? I didn't know that. I've
Usually
just been
right on
coming
the
in,
top of the desk.
Well, nobody told me
in
that.
a folder labeled
Nobody told
lesson.
me
So that
So
might
I've
be
just been
why
teaching-
your pay has been withheld. You think that
but
might
I
be
have
it?
been hearing good things from the kids about the best substitutes, Mr.
Well, that's
Foote.
nice.
You know, because they get to like play spades and stuff.
They do. And it's a lesson in math because they're playing cards, they're gambling, I play with the kids sometimes.
Sure.
Well, the Dragon Crew too. In addition to being a dance gang, they're taking big bets on various sports games, and they're running.
I teach that as well. Sports games.
And so what's cheesing you about the substitute business?
Well, what's cheesing me is I'm getting a lot of pushback from the kids. They're real aggro these days, and I think it's a sign of the times. They're normally when I substitute teach, there's teasing. They're making fun.
Yeah.
Right.
But lately it's been getting a little physical.
Oh.
They're making fun of you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And that's surprising considering Randy. I wouldn't be messing with Randy's dad.
Yeah.
Well, I think they don't connect
the
two because Randy doesn't tend to use the last name.
Right, and he's African American.
Right.
And there's that as well. I think that makes it difficult for them to pick up on. Yeah. So I don't quite get the respect that would be helpful for everyone, I think, because in order for learning to, take place, I'm not as respected as.
What are the kind of jabs they're shooting
what are the
at
kind
you?
of things they're saying about you or calling you?
They're making they make fun of my name. Foot. They
foot long. What do they say? Suck on that foot long.
Yeah. They're like, we're sorry. They call me. The whole family is a bunch of feet. They say I come from, and that doesn't even make literal sense.
No.
As well, but it was the name calling that comes with the job. A lot of my clients that even adults that I do financial planning for, they're gonna make fun of me because I'm fine with it because it comes with the territory.
What do you mean it comes with the territory?
Well, you shouldn't be making fun of your CPA. I mean, this
help.
is
Nobody's paying you. You're showing up doing a free,
that's not
amazing
right.
job.
And is Randy Jackson in these classes that you're being made fun of in?
I believe he is.
And what is he saying to you? What is he
it like
calling
Rufio
you?
style?
Well, he has a little problem with skipping class, so I haven't actually seen him in a while.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You know what? I want you to stand your big bird bone feet in the ground.
You
I want
gotta
you to
do
stand
it.
up tall. I want you to
demand respect.
How do you know that I have a bird bone in my foot? But I forget sometimes, but I had a cycling accident.
Mm-hmm. And they replaced one of your bones with a bird bone?
It's not, you know what? It was either that or I don't have a bone in my foot.
Why was a bird bone the only option? I've never heard of such a thing.
Lesser Marina Del Rey Hospital. It was an emergency surgery. They didn't have the proper titanium
Was
rod.
this Dr. Johnny Mix? Was his name Dr. Johnny Mix?
I believe so. Yes, but
Hey,
I was.
Johnny shouldn't be putting animal bones into people. That's not right.
If it works, if you don't have health insurance, this guy's clearly
It's fiscally sound, and therefore I
write it
approved
off in the
That
medical
could be a
expenses
serious
section.
problem, though. If there was an infection, I mean, they haven't proven that.
I was told
doing
that
great.
it was a pet store bird, not like a street bird. So
so much better. So much better.
Listen, we're going to practice. I want, but in the last segment, I'm going to practice some some mantras, some things that you can say.
Assertiveness training.
Yeah, back to those kids when they start on with this suck on this foot long,
Yeah, that's not right.
Because
it's not right.
It's not right, and you should be holding yourself to more worthy than that. Because you are a phenomenal man.
You are, and you obviously have a big heart.
Yep.
Well,
You're raising a child that is 100% not your own.
Yep.
that is I'm
gonna challenge you on that. I'm gonna challenge you on that. Never in the history of humankind has a 10-pound baby been born at 5 months.
Okay, the nurses said he was a miracle baby. I don't believe in it. I'm just saying what they
They
said.
are all in on it, man, to not hurt your feelings.
They're all trying to help you.
all right, listen.
Okay.
Okay.
What's cheesing you, Marissa?
What's cheesing me? Prom was a letdown. I'm going to be honest with you.
Now, again,
Why aren't we going to air it in order?
because that's not our podcast. You
Oh,
did
I
that on
forgot
Comedy
about that.
Bang Bang.
I forgot
and
about that.
Air,
Okay, so I'm not going to talk about it, but I
June
guess
3rd.
I guess here's the thing. This is why I think it's really good that we set up our guests with such low expectations, because we've revealed so much interesting stuff about this guy, but again, we were expecting almost nothing from him.
Right.
And
I'm used to it.
you're used to it.
That is my comfort zone.
Well, I need to start doing that because I'm setting myself up with really high expectations for things like my prom. I thought it was going to be much like when Meghan Markle got married. And it really let me down. It wasn't that at all. There was a gruesome murder. Gutterballs didn't show up. I didn't have sex. My stepfather was the only person that slow danced with me. I mean, everything really let me down. And I feel like had I gone into it with low expectations, maybe I would have had a different takeaway from it. So I guess what I'm saying is what cheeses me is when life doesn't deliver what you expect it to. Mm-hmm. And
I wonder if, though, you might have learned some things from it that,
what did I learn? People let you down?
Oh, well, you learned the benefit of low expectations. It's
there you go.
I've been meaning to give a seminar on the topic because, as I said,
The benefit of low expectations. Yes. That's interesting. I wondered how many people would enter that, because normally the self-help books I buy are like, you're a badass, or, how to transform your life in 30 days. And what you're basically saying is expect almost nothing.
That's right. I
be pleasantly surprised.
I showed up to a similar seminar once, and then I paid the money for this. I showed up. Nobody even spoke. And you know what? I learned.
Wait, so you showed up to a low expectation seminar.
There was no speaker. There was no speaker. And you know what?
Wow.
Lesson learned.
The lesson. Wow.
You paid good
Whoever
money.
set that shit up was a fucking
genius. Wow. All right. So interesting. All right. Well, my cheese has become a benefit, I guess.
Here's what's cheesing me.
What's that?
Can somebody fucking tell me what the deal is? Why is everybody obsessed with this goddamn wedding?
I mean, I can tell you, because we want to believe in a fairy tale. We want to believe that true love and romance still exists.
Okay, yeah, but people find love all the time. And yes, that should be celebrated. But are we celebrating an American fell in love and now is a princess?
Yes, that's every girl's dream.
No, it isn't.
It's my dream.
It shouldn't be.
I think you should set your sights a little lower. We just established.
This guy lives in a fucking bus. Are we taking advice from him?
I've never been happier.
Okay.
I beg to differ.
Listen.
How do you know how happy
come we
I've
were
been?
raising
His son
Meghan
looks
Markle
like the star
on
of
the
Kid and Play's house party.
On the pedestal that she deserves when she was fucking nailing it every week on USA's Top Show Suits.
I'm going to tell you.
Or when she was giving a speech at the fucking UN. I mean, that's a badass bitch. She doesn't need some red-headed guy that's sometimes dressed like a Nazi, okay? To raise her up. She's already a queen.
Wow.
And I like to watch her in the white dress. Don't get me wrong. Okay? That was a beautiful veil. It was very classy and elegant.
It was hand embroidered.
I'm glad
it took like
to see
600 people to do it.
In that beautiful cathedral. But god damn it.
Shit.
Let's celebrate the women for their own achievements. Let's not wait until they find a prince. Who are we, Taylor? A bunch of Taylor Swifts? I got bad blood, you know?
You know what?
Anyway.
I'm really hearing what you're putting down. And because I would say I bought into all of it. And I think what I bought into the most is the idea that she got to give the double bird to USA and say, fuck Suits, I'm out of here. And she got to disappear. Because that's my dream, is just to leave it all behind,
Double
start
bird it.
fresh.
Mom's on strike.
Mom's on strike, double bird it. You wake up, someone's serving you clotted cream. That sounds really good. And I think that's what people are looking for, is what's that escape. You know what I mean?
How about look at what you have? Look
Wow.
at what you want.
Wow.
Make that a reality in your own life.
Wow.
Do you want to be back with a wife? Do you want to know where she lives? Sign the divorce papers, moveon.org, and find your new Maggie. You know?
Is that a reference to me?
No,
My
no,
wife
no.
and I have never been happier.
I don't
Okay,
know
she's
if I
not
say
your
that.
wife.
He's
If
not your
she
wife.
doesn't, don't know where she lives. All right, let's get out of here.
This was one of the
We're gonna
most
go to
emotional What's Cheesing You we've ever had. And I'm going to thank Randall Foote for bringing his hashtag authenticity here today.
is. I think
really
he's
do
really-
appreciate it, Randall. You're a grounding force for us.
Yeah.
You're a grounding force. It's almost like the pathetic details of your life are so deeply dark, we can't avoid seeing the truth in our own selves.
Thank you so much for
Right?
that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So that was What's Cheesing You. And
Now we're going to a break.
now we're going to a break, guys. So everyone get your receipts out, because we're going to have more tips and tricks from CPA Randall Foote when we come back on Womp It Up. You got to admit, though, did you see that second dress she wore?
Same thing.
That halter?
Different
top?
alteration.
Her shoulders never look better, though. Come on now. You got to give me that.
Hey, Wompsters. Paul Scheer watches a lot of bad movies on How Did This Get Made. Sometimes I join him. Well, Paul and Amy Nicholson from The Canon have a new podcast I'm really excited about called Unspooled here on Earwolf. The first episode is out right now, and you must listen. Paul and Amy watch all the classic movies you're supposed to have seen, but haven't. All the all-time greats like Citizen Kane. And they're going to watch everything on the AFI 100 list, like Taxi Driver, The Graduate, and Pulp Fiction. They explore the crazy backstories, like how a group of Hollywood bigwigs tried to stop Citizen Kane from being made. They apparently wanted to burn it. They're coming for Womp It Up next. And they bring on film experts to talk about what happened behind the scenes. It's a really, really great podcast. Check it out. You can listen to Unspooled now in Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to Womp It Up, and this is our special segment called Listeners Love Lockdown, where fans, friends, listeners write in with their love advice questions. You know, what's going on in your life, and we tell you what we think straight out.
We do. And
we
Randall,
are not trained professionals, so please do not take our advice if you don't like it.
yeah,
you know?
and Randall, I want to welcome you to chime in.
Sure.
You've got a unique perspective, that's for sure. And what's our first question, Liz?
All right, we got this. Dear Womp and Liz, longtime listener, second-time emailer.
Oh, all right.
I'm having some relationship problems and could use some advice. I'm dating a guy who, prior to dating me, almost exclusively dated big, beautiful women. His ex is a plus-sized model.
Oh.
And he follows 500-plus X-rated ladies on Instagram with ample boobs and butts. I'm a petite size 4, and I've been feeling incredibly insecure ever since he told me on our third date
Makes sense.
that I wasn't like the women he usually dated. He says he loves me, but I'm worried he'll always have a secret hard-on for curvier women and will eventually get bored of me. Am I being crazy, or is this something I should be worried about?
Well, Liz, this is something I wanted to ask you, since you just seem to know a lot about deviant sexual behavior.
Yeah. Let's not call it deviant.
No, not deviant. I'm saying just like what makes people tick, right?
Yeah.
Often what we go to for our fantasies is not what we want in actual real life. Is that correct?
Well, it depends.
Right. Like if you're somebody who's really into, let's say, pie throwing, that's the only way you can get off, right? I mean, I guess there's...
Hopefully you find someone else who wants to have pie all over them.
It's not easy.
Wait, Randall?
Are you a pie person?
Well,
Or is pie a metaphor
I'm
for
not
other
disgusted
something?
by the proposition of somebody throwing a pie at me when I'm completely naked. I'll say that. Am I?
Surprise! Another surprise!
Am I? Is that surprising about
Any
me?
particular kind of pie?
It is.
I like a custard. Anything without pits.
Okay. A pit.
Wow.
A pie with pits
Like a
in
stone
it?
fruit. You don't want like a,
Yeah, but
like
you
a
wouldn't
cherry.
leave the pit in it when you cook the pie.
You would think.
Well,
but
I'm not a chef. I'm an accountant. All I'm saying is if
touche.
someone's going to throw a pie at me and I'm nude, I want it to be a custard. I want it to be
a comedy pie.
a what?
A
comedy pie. Something you'd see thrown in a
whipped
comedy.
cream, a
Whipped cream
meringue.
something
Sure.
that's pleasant to
Soft banana.
There you go.
Yeah. Randall, do you have, besides the pie throwing, is there anything kind of like that you would be embarrassed to share that makes you tick in the bedroom?
I like to be pegged.
What?
Oh. Well, how do you do? Do you know what that is?
Follow it up.
Do you know what that is? Okay.
I think I do. And was your ex-wife, current wife, was she on board for that, or was that a
No,
bone of
I never
contention?
brought it up. Too embarrassing.
But you'll bring it up on this podcast that she
Well,
may
he's living
very
his
well hear.
He's living his best life now.
Maybe there are some
Never
fellow,
been happier, folks.
fellow
Well,
peggers
are you
out there.
interested in
Are you
finding
currently in a sexual relationship with someone?
My wife.
No.
Yes.
Here's what I'll tell.
His breaking reality.
It's been a
is-
while. I'll say
How
that
long?
it's been a while.
How long?
It's been
16 years?
Roughly.
17 years? Have you ever had sex
don't-
since that first time you, quote, got her pregnant?
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Oh, my God. This guy's got to really face some facts.
Here's
what
what
would
I'll
you say?
I'll say what you feel like when you're with him matters. Okay?
Right.
So if his interests are making you feel less than, I want you to just take that information. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if he's with you, he wants to be with you. Men don't usually do things they don't want to do. If you guys are having a healthy sexual relationship, then, it could be that this is all in your head, that he's totally on board for what you're bringing to the table and that your fears are in the way.
Well, what I'd say is he follows these 500 plus erotic, bigger women
Yeah.
Instagrams. But if he's still, delivering the goods in the bedroom to you, what do you care what he does? And maybe you get him.
What is it your business who he's following
Well,
on Instagram?
obviously he's sharing it with her.
Yeah, so that's my point is maybe that's what he does when he, maybe that's his escape, and maybe you try to get involved with him. Watch some of these things with him. See if that turns you on. You know?
What kind of guy are you normally with?
That's
Somebody
right.
like him? Who do you follow on Instagram to get your rocks off?
That's right. That's right.
We follow Ina Garten. So what does that say about us?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think what I'm reading, though, between the lines is that there is some kind of disconnect, some way that you're feeling less than when you're with him. And that's what worries me. Mm-hmm. So just think on it. Just take that
All right.
for what it is.
All right. Next question.
Okay. All right. I love podcasts, yours in particular, but unfortunately, my wonderful wife of 18 years does not ever want to listen to them with me. I've tried to introduce her to some of my favorites, but she never makes it more than 5 minutes in before deciding she isn't interested. This literally is her only flaw. She is a wonderful wife and fantastic mother to our 2 daughters, but I'm really having a hard time getting past this issue. Would it be possible to B.A. Baracus her away for a short time for intensive re-education and return her unchanged, except that now she will listen to podcasts with me?
Well, I think he's making a joke.
At the end there?
But I do think this brings up kind of what we were talking about with the first person who wrote in.
Yeah.
Which is, what do we do when we don't share all of our interests with our partner? And does that make us feel alone? Mm-hmm. And what I will say is, I think sometimes you just have to deal with it, right? Sometimes you're not going to share all of the same interests, and that's okay, right? How can that be a deal breaker?
I don't know. There's got to be stuff that she likes that you don't like, that you don't need. I mean, and it's also okay to be alone sometimes and have what you need, your alone time. Mm-hmm. Like, spend time by yourself in the car. She doesn't have to enjoy it.
Sometimes we need to go to nourish ourselves in our own personal well.
Yeah.
Was there anything between you and Maggie that she liked and you didn't?
I can't say. We didn't spend a lot of time together, but I'm sure there were.
How long ago did she
live
move
with
out?
her? Was it after she gave birth to Randy? Did you see her? Did you live with her after that?
And where did you live? In that bus?
I'm getting a lot of questions thrown at me right now.
It's all right. Answer them all.
They're all valid.
All right, I'll take the last question first for 200.
All right, Alex.
I haven't seen my wife in a really long time, but when we met, it was like fireworks went off as soon as I heard her name. And then 5 months later, we had little Randy, and there was no time. We weren't going to movies, we weren't going to shows.
Right, sure, kids. But was she living with you at the time?
I'd rather not say.
Okay, so you've been paying for Randy all of his expenses since he was born. He has never recognized you as his father, publicly or privately.
Not verbally, no. No,
Ever.
He's got that you look at this guy and you're just like, that's my boy right there.
Right.
And he feels it as well. We both, it's
He just
clear.
doesn't say it.
Yeah, he dances in a way where I just feel like that is my child.
Right. And has it bankrupted you, paying for all of Maggie's needs and Randy's, obviously his outfits alone are expensive?
I'm doing okay. I have not technically applied for bankruptcy, so if that's what you mean, then no, it hasn't bankrupted me at all. I'm doing okay. I've got a roof over my head. And so we're doing okay.
These sack of berries you have,
sure.
Are those, have you picked those in the wild? Is that what you're munching on there?
Yeah, various gardens around the lot.
So you're pulling like a Peter Rabbit situation? You're getting stuff from people's gardens and you're living off the land.
You know what? I mean, the antioxidants in these berries,
Great.
I don't even want red meat.
Everybody is really bored right now. You want to go right into...
Sure. This is Spotlight On. Randall, this is a segment where we're really going to peel back the layers on you, and you've been throwing up a lot of roadblocks to get to the truth here.
I'm trying to be honest.
I know, and I want you just to open yourself up.
I have nothing to hide.
Okay, I know, and you're very happy, and you've been very clear about that, but we're going to ask you a couple questions and just see, what we can find under the rubble, okay? Randall, bring me back to when you first discovered your love of numbers.
Well, let's see. I was in 5th grade. And the teacher wanted us to do a little addition, maybe a little subtraction. And I thought to myself, this is it. This is what I want to do. Addition. I just want to add things.
Add things up. You wanted things to make sense.
Exactly, yeah. Not so much the subtraction,
Sure.
Just
the adding.
Yeah, I
into
don't
your
do a
life.
lot of subtraction, even professionally to this day.
Right.
You know what I find fascinating about this, Randall, is you live in your work, your passion, and I can tell you're very passionate about what you do, is about adding things up and having it all make sense for the balance sheet to make sense. And yet, when it comes to some key details about your life, i.e., your son, quote unquote, being born at 5 months old, at 5 months with a 10-pound baby, none of that's making sense, right? So
I'm not disagreeing with that. So I don't understand why, why you think that there's something irregular about that.
no, I'm just saying, what is it that you feel like you're running from? What's your worst fear? On your deathbed,
Well,
what are you worried about?
I guess that if I had to be completely honest,
Yeah.
I would say that I'm still in the bus when I get back together with Maggie because I want something better for her, you know?
What if you don't get back with her?
What do you mean by that? No, I mean, what if when we get back, I'm saying if I'm still in the bus, I want a house with a yard and a mailbox and stuff. When
Right,
we
but-
get back together,
I know, but what if
Maggie-
it never happens?
if we don't get back together,
Yeah.
well, I haven't honestly, I haven't given it that much thought. If we don't get back together, I guess I just, get back to my addition and subtraction and move on with my life. If she were to come and just at least say hello or something, because I send her birthday cards and Christmas cards and I never get anything back, even on my birthday. I mean, I will say that she sends cards. I get cards from her. I know they're from her. She says that they're like signed from the dog. Happy birthday from Lulu and
Right.
Epsom.
When you bump into her at let's say the grocery store, does she acknowledge you?
Well, I mean, not verbally, no.
The dog's name is Epsom.
Yep.
Epsom salts?
No, it's just Epsom.
That's a
That's funny though that you would think
Oh, there's that smile again. Oh, God.
Epsom salt for a dog. No, it's just Epsom.
While we've been chatting, I just did a little bit of
Quick Google.
quick Google and was able to find that Maggie Foote is no longer going by Foote. It appears she has actually been remarried.
Okay.
Is Jackson the last name she's got?
She's going by Margaret Jackson.
Oh, well, good. I'm happy for her.
She's married and has two children.
Two other kids besides Randy.
Yes,
That's excellent for her. I'm very happy.
with a man named Alan Jackson,
Oh.
actually, not the country singer. And he is doing well. Looks like he works for the tax board, the franchise tax board here in California.
He's also a tax man.
Is he properly certified in the state of California?
Yeah, looks like he's one of the
Interesting.
higher ups
Wow.
there.
I'm okay with that.
What happens if you let go of that dream that's ever coming for you? Because it seems like Maggie has.
Well, I mean, I guess if she found another accountant that's above board and treats her well, and
What does it mean for you? For you, Randall.
well, I'm not gonna lie.
You first.
It it hurts a little bit.
Now, for the listeners, he's smiling with that same weird, but there's tears just shooting out of his eyeballs, much like in the pictures on the bus ad, the jizz shoots out of those dongs. You know how it makes an arc?
If you could
That's what's happening right now.
hear it there.
I'm fine. It's fine.
It's not fine, Randall. Randall? Randall, it's not fine, but it's going to be okay.
Yes.
All right.
I want you to stand up with your bird bone, and I want you to face me, and I want you to say, I am Randall Foot.
Do it, Randall.
Literally stand.
No, you're good. You're good. Right there. Yeah.
I'm Randall Foot.
With conviction, Randall.
I'm Randall Foot.
I am worthy of love.
Worthy of love.
I deserve better than a bus.
I deserve, I do.
I've been a solid father for 17 years.
I've been a mostly solid father for 17 years.
And
I deserve to live in something that's not technically a vehicle.
Yes! Yes, Randall, yes! Yes! Doesn't that feel good? I'll tell you what, it makes for good podcasting, I'll tell you that much.
Time of my life.
The time of your life, he just said. Good, all right. Wobsters, you have just been witness to a breakthrough. And I want to thank Randall for coming. Randall has fallen into what seems to be a deep slumber. A deep and unending slumber. Wow, my God. His mouth still cocked back, smile still there.
Mouth.
Still there. Wow, when he wakes up.
I feel like we're going to be friends with
When
this
he
guy.
wakes up, I think it's going to be a whole new life for him. I want to thank everybody for going on this journey with us. This has been Marissa Wompler and Charlotte Shardog Listler, and we're hoping that everybody can have their own breakthrough today, okay? Tweet at us, will ya, and let us know what it is.
If you want to submit questions for Listener's Love Lockdown, it's wompupthejams with a Z at gmail.com. And remember, we're still in the phase 1 of our Reach One, Teach One campaign.
Yeah, we want to hear from you who you've converted. And take a picture, take a screen grab, will you, of the phone you've stolen.
All right.
All right, womp it up, everybody. Woo! We should get Randall a Fig Newton or something. I feel like he must have
giving
had
blood.
a blood sugar